So let's go for the third part for the abstract, all right? Because for experiment 2, you need to write an abstract, all right? So that will be 32 points. Now, field mechanics, I'm glad we put on the video. First thing, the abstract should be typed. Must be typed. No handwriting. No matter what I said, I know students sometimes turn in handwriting abstract. It's just not easy to read handwriting and cannot, all right? So nowadays, typing is not a big deal anymore, so it must be typed. I would prefer in large font size, like 14, 16, 18, something like that. To be honest, font size 12 is kind of common, but it's a little too small to me. But that's okay. I'm not too picky. I won't take fonts off if, unless you are a font 8, I can even read. And the margin or what, I don't really pay too much attention because everyone is different, so that's okay. Regular size. Okay, so that's the mechanics. Now, what's an abstract? What is an abstract? So the abstract would it's not really a summary, because summary would be sound like you writing a small report. So an abstract is not a small scale report. It's not a report. Don't think about a report. It's a quick highlighting some key things you have done. Yeah? So that is an abstract, very key. So we teach you to answer 4 questions for an abstract. So what are the 4 questions? You guys read the workshop. So first question is what? Why we did the experiment? Sounds like purpose. Second,
what did you do and how did you
what
do
did
it?
you do? How did you do? That's made kind of thinking is the procedure, but actually it's not procedures. Not procedure. It's the method. What kind of method? What kind of strategy? What kind of technique? What kind of approach you use in the experiment? The third is what? What do you find? The results. So results. Results are a little different than data. Data would be, what would be the data? Data would be like the time, you see? See? The worksheet. So this would be data. How much time? This would be result. You are first order. And what do you have? The grade constant. This would be results. You see? So this is results. So results would probably need some calculations or treatment to your data. All right? So we want to report results, not data, in the abstract. When you write the full report, you provide everything. Last one is what?
What do your findings mean?
Yeah. So sounds like what does that mean to you, or conclusion? Yes, more like. So how we write conclusion? Conclusion is the most difficult, right? Seem like, because they need a lot of thinking. To help you to write the conclusion, perhaps we should go back to what? The first question. What was your purpose? Did you meet your purpose? Have you met your purpose? Was your experiment success? Did you get what you want? Are those what you expect, or something like that? Yeah. So those would be the conclusion part. Yeah. Now, so because it's 4 questions, and we need to have what? 4 answers. So 4 questions, 4 answers. That sounds like 4 sentences, yes? So the good and bad news for writing an abstract is what? It's not going to be long. It cannot be long. Should not be long. How long? The most is 1 page. Why? Because all you need to do is to what? Answer 4 questions. How can you answer 4 questions with 10 pages? Of course, sometimes the answer is long, but we don't want that. Yeah? So would be really 1 page long. Cannot be longer than 1 page. But of course, that is also the bad news, because you work on your PhD project for 5 years. How are you going to write the abstract in 1 page? Well, that's it. Yeah? Now, just quickly to point it out, believe it or not, we in the island, okay, I have here in one section called publication. So if you go in, so I posted one PDF file in here, the oxidation of fructose. So which is this? Of course, one time I go Google. Of course, the best way you can online search more. So everyone use Google. That's fine. It's really amazing. Now all you have to do is type in ACS. What's ACS? American Chemical Society. So you go to that website, for example, ACS, that's advertised. I don't know. So you go to the ACS, and then you can search more. Where are we? Just go to ACS. Oops. Publication. That's the publication. I haven't gone into this website for a long time. Meetings, event, career, education. So you can find out the publication somewhere. I have to look. So you can search under this website for publication. Oh my God, where they changed it. So maybe pause. course first. All right, so here. I haven't been to this website for a long time. So publications, so you can of course search. So one time I searched using our title of the experiment, that was oxidation of fructose. So anyway, you can do the same, and one of the publication pop up, so which is this one, so oxidation of fructose, and it's quite a while ago, 1969. But anyway, so here's the abstract they wrote. Well, you can read, but yeah, just counting fingers. What happened to this abstract? They only have what? 4 sentences. Oh my God. Okay, so don't need to be long. So what I suggest to you, you go to the ACS, you can search more. The easiest, of course, is to search using the same title, unless you know who wrote it, and then you can do the search, and then to read how other people write an abstract. Field mechanics. What kind of English grammar in terms of tense? What kind of tense we use? Past. Past. Why? Because you did the experiment and now you're reporting, so easiest would be past tense. What about the voice? Passive voice. Passive voice. Now, sometimes we used to ask this question in the final exam, we don't anymore. And students say, oh yes, what? Third voice, third person. I don't know where that comes from. I say, who did the experiment? Who did the experiment? You. Who writing the report? You. So I went to the moon and do all the experiment. I come back, I write the report. Everything is what? First person. No one write for you. All right. So the first person, but it's passive voice. What is passive voice? The subject and object switch. Subject become object, object becomes subject. So for example, is what? In the experiment, what's the active voice? Active voice is what? I add 5 drops of sodium hydroxide into a beaker. That's what? Active voice. Passive voice, object become subject, subject become object. Now I will test this one in the quiz too, all right? Ask you writing the English sentence in passive voice. Very sad. Half of the what I seen is wrong, all right? So now if I want to do the passive voice would be what? What's this object? 5 drops of sodium hydroxide. Now I say become the subject, so I say 5 drops of sodium hydroxide were added by me, but we don't say by me anymore. Understood is by me because that's me writing and reporting. That's my name is on the publication. So were added into a beaker. So that would be passive voice. Are we good? So all the English sentence, you should have the was or were added in front of your verb. If you are not doing that, that is not passive voice. I was told. That's passive. Was told. Why told? And then you add was. You see what I'm saying? So the passive is always was for our purpose is past tense. Or were is plural. One more, it could be what? In the old day, we dial number. You dial a wrong number. They say what? The number you dial has been, but we say had been changed. So that's passive voice. We may not notice that, that's passive voice. Had been, and then add your verb. Are we good? So there's two I will watch for you. Okay.